Man, welcome back to the Knights of the Old Republic. Listen, I updated reshade for the game, so that made all the settings reset, so I had to tune them back in, and hopefully the game still looks good, but also looks pretty much the same as it looked before, so hopefully no differences in graphics there. Also, I reinstalled my audio drivers, because of course I did. They were fucking up, so I had to do something about it. As usual, it's either formatting your hard drive or reinstalling things, so lesser evil, reinstalled the program, and my audio settings went to shit, so I had to retune my microphone and audio as well, so that hopefully stayed the same, or stays the same as compared to what it was. But out of all this, we've got a difficult episode, because we're going into the story where we're gonna have dialogues, but then again maybe not many dialogue lines, not much but dialogue, because you know, we'll be not paying attention to a lot of it, because it's a zero fucks playthrough, so maybe we'll deal that. And the problem is, I went through the crew. Had conversation with them, and I didn't save any progress with that, to, you know, not make the state of the game different than what it was, what we experienced in the playthrough. That would be silly. And this time it opens. It didn't open up until this time, but now you've got the confidence of doing it, so it worked. So I want to talk about the motivation, and as soon as we get the thing here, okay, it's still fine. The question of motivation. So previous episode was pretty much me talking about how the playthrough ended because we had no other motivation for us to continue, right? So at the beginning of the game, they string you along pretty well, I think, by putting you in this situation where you're being pelted with bombs and your life is at jeopardy. So if nothing else, you've got your self-preservation instinct carrying you through. So you'd want to continue playing the game because you want to survive, right? You want to play the game, so you can't do it when you're dead, right? Alright. So, but if that isn't enough, if you feel heroic, Trask comes up and tells you swore your life over to Bastila to protect her. So that's noble. Maybe you want to do that. And you might, so you go along. Either way, you have to get off the ship, if nothing else, because of the fact that you want to survive. And then you're on Taris, and like I said, you're on Taris under occupation, and they're pretty much looking after you as well. So it's still self-preservation and trying to get off the planet. Trying to get off the planet. Wanting to get off the planet is linked with helping Karth, because he said he'll help you if you help him. But other than the fact that he had no plan after you help him, doesn't really matter. But things pick up from there, and let's see what picks up here. There's Nemo. I told you he's gonna die, and we're gonna lure him soon enough. Unless the dialogue starts up immediately, automatically, when I pass a threshold, I'm gonna search him right away, so let's try. No. This droid is speaking a language you do not recognize. Our options are, you know, however hard you want to disagree with what just happened. What language is that? What are you trying to say? I don't understand you. Let's keep it simple. I mean, we don't know what's going on, right? So we're not gonna give him time of day. I don't understand you. This droid is speaking a language you do not recognize. Although it did swap it out, or switched it up. Our options? I still don't understand you. Look for help in your team. That's reasonable. Bastila, do you have any idea what this droid is saying? This droid must be broken. This is pointless. Let's go. So we've been told, all the way back on Endar Spire, actually, that or were we? on Taris at least. Someone told us we're very proficient in languages. We instinctually understand them with force, and we don't understand those. Apparently there are very far away dialects, but we're still force adept, so we should be able to understand them either way. Maybe less because they're old and not like in the common zeitgeist currently in the galaxy, not in people's minds, so you can't really tap into that. I don't know. But, you know, maybe... Who in our party could help with this situation? Zalbar, the Wookiee, who doesn't even speak common? It's not like he's incapable, he understands it, he just clearly chooses not to. So maybe Bastila, since she's needed in this party to have this specific line of dialogue. Maybe T3 would be able to, maybe he's programmed, but I don't take T3. There isn't much programming in this section. Bastila, do you have any idea what this droid is saying?
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
I can reproduce any of the languages spoken by the slaves of the builders. What kind of nonsense is this? He just spoke in Selkath. I'm gonna spoil fucking the next few lines of dialogue. He just spoke in Selkath, which, you know, kind of sound gargly, sound like your mouth is full of phlegm.
You need half a pint of phlegm in your throat just to pronounce the place name.
Yeah, that's right. Some other some other speeches, languages can be pronounced by, you know, having sort of like multiple voice chords, having like an echo or reverb in your voice, being just grunts and gruntles. But how hard is it to program distinct sounds? I mean, vowels and shit, they're just frequencies. How hard is it for the droid to just tune any individual sound to make it sound like what he hears? He can record what he hears and reproduce it to use it in this language. He already understands us, even though we... she said, the droid understands us. We walk in, the droid starts talking, and Bastila already, technically I guess, assumes, well, I'm not really sure, can't really say. We walk in, the droid tries to communicate with us, and even though we did actually say, I don't understand you, that alone was enough for Bastila to jump to conclusions. The droid probably understands us. He has all the fucking everything he knows. He needs to know how to understand us. Have our phonemes to understand, but he's just not programmed with fucking speakers. So, how excited do you want to be about this revelation that it's Selkath? I recognize this language.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manaan. But why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath?
Good question. Communication was vital to ensure that the slaves constructed this temple according to the wishes of the builders. But you are not of the slave species, neither are you of the builders. You are like the one who came before.
It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malik likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
With how many humanoid species of aliens? Obviously, yeah, humanoid species of humans. Let's not get into it. just a turn of phrase. Come on now. With so many humanoid species, referring to us as not like the slaves or builders. Is this pretty much spoiler that Revan was a human? Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was, well, any variant of human, and then also any variant of alien that's humanoid. You know, bipedal, standing up and having 2 arms and legs. Shit, like, I'm sure you know what humanoid is. So, also, Revan is always portrayed in a mask and shit. I'm pretty sure we'll get there eventually, and I'm gonna mention that again, if I haven't already. But droid already tells us. So I guess all the slave races were way different than humans and humanoids. Selkaths have more of a fish head, so maybe those recognize it. Also, again, as she says, the droid probably understands us, and clearly it does. But it's programmed with all the languages of the slaves to ensure communication. And I guess it's on us that we actually found a language in common instead of it being programmed to talk all the languages and just so happened not to be programmed with ours. So, alright. I guess that's fine. What are you? Why are you here? Are you some type of guardian? This is the same question. The illusion of choice. Not even any optional additional dialogue to explore the lore, so we won't. Thankfully. What are you? Well, he's a droid, clearly. Why are you here? To ensure that the slaves will build the thing, so... maybe two. Are you some type of guardian? I am the overseer. The builders programmed me to enforce discipline among the slaves while this monument to their power of the Star Forge was constructed. At project completion, all slaves were executed. I was reprogrammed to serve should a builder return in search of knowledge of the Star Forge. Alright, so we've got 3 questions that all are very good. Will progress the story and good questions to ask, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna go through all of them. Let's start it from the top, I guess. How long have you been here? My chronological circuits have marked over 10 full revolutions of this system's outermost planet around the sun since builders left.
10 revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. The builders constructed my chronological circuitry using the technology of the Star Forge itself. My calculations are infallible. So that's circular logic, or whatever logical fallacy this is. Argument from authority, essentially. You were told Star Forge is infallible, and that you're based on Star Forge. Then, therefore, you're infallible, but we've got nothing to... this is a baseless assumption, I guess, but that's not specifically a logical fallacy. So we have nothing to show that Starforge is infallible as well. Also, it noticed 10 revolution of the outermost planet of the system. How? It spent 25,000 years... Well, yeah, let's say it's 25,000, because why not? Let's add those numbers. It spent 25,000 years in this bunker. How were you observing the planet's rotation? Gravity is a very weak force, and even though it spreads infinitely, its effects might not be felt this far enough. I mean, there's hardly tides where we are, right? And you can't feel the moon pulling you in. Do you think this guy will feel the outermost planet fucking away? Its gravity? Doubtful. Fucking bad writing. -1. Who are these builders you keep talking about? The builders are the great masters of the galaxy, the conquerors of all worlds, the rulers of the infinite empire, and the creators of the Star
These
Forge.
builders must have been an extinct people. Though it is strange, there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information.
Here again, I guess this is the precursor or just the modus operandi for BioWare. Always has been. Here's their first game. It's not their own IP, but it's Star Wars, it's their own story. And what is this great menace? It's the menace from 20,000 years ago, record of which has been wiped out of every library or information storage present in the galaxy. Somehow. You could go thinking they might just return right now, like Reapers, who wiped all the living creatures in the galaxy 50,000 years ago in Mass Effect. And then, does Dragon Age have like an ancient evil? Yes, it does. It has dragons, but they're younger than 50,000 years ago. So, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, ancient evils, this sort of thing. Clearly, just KotOR was just inspiration to being retold in Mass Effect. The droid speaks Selkath. Maybe they were the builders. Something must have happened to wipe the builders out, maybe the builders referred to the Sith. So speak Selkath, and the droid said it's programmed with the languages of all slave people. I guess builders as well, because it needs to understand them and translate them. But, well, I don't know if this is my knowledge as a player, or is it reasonable to come to a conclusion that, well, I guess it is, but I don't know. If you just would conclude that it cycled through languages of the slave people, so it will start by cycling through the slaves, because it clearly didn't recognize us as the builders. So if it changed, it wouldn't have assumed. It must have it changed the language, so it's not assuming. It couldn't have assumed we are the builders. If it recognized us as the builders, it would have gone for the builders' language and proceed to try to utilize it, try to use it. Yeah, something must have happened to wipe the builders out. Maybe the builders refer to the Sith. Maybe one or two, right? Both. Again, probably whatever you pick is going to be answered in the next line of dialogue. Either way, illusion of choice. But I guess you have this illusion of agency as well, so let's give credit to the Sith. Maybe the builders refers to the Sith. I know nothing of these Sith, but they are not the builders. The builders are the builders. The empire of the builders is infinite and everlasting. None can stand against their might and the power of the Star Forge. Clearly isn't, they're wiped out, right? So, can we break the droid? Have you seen a builder recently? What is the Star Forge? Star Forge seems more interesting, probably because I know what the game is about. What is the Star Forge? The Star Forge is the glory of the builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest. Not really an answer, is it? But what is it? What does it do? Could you be a little more specific? You don't really know what it is, do you? I don't know about you, but humor, sarcasm, insults, that's what I'm all about. You don't really know what it is, do you? The Star Forge is the glory of the builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might and a tool of unstoppable conquest. Again, the same answer for all three questions.
It's obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Star Forge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Though in fact, it could be anything.
Yeah, again, as always, puny humans always jump to conclusion it's a weapon, it must be a weapon. It's not knowledge. It's like in Arrival. It's not knowledge, it's not a language, it's a weapon. Fucking destroy the motherfucker. And could have been a factory or weapons plant. Yeah, maybe it has nothing to do with the Sith. Just went over this, so let's not be stupid here. I mean, at least let's not repeat ourselves. Maybe it has nothing to do with the Sith.
Our vision was clear. We saw Revan and Malak speaking of the Star Forge. I'm certain it is somehow connected to the Sith's sudden rise to power. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else. Well,
it responds to anyone who's talking. Yeah, so I guess we already had this vision, right? Where Revan and Malak here. But no. Malak says the dark side is strong here. I can feel its power. And Revan, and is it wise? We're gonna defy the Jedi Council and shit. And Revan just opens the door and goes in. Yeah, they weren't really talking about Star Forge. What was your purpose here again? We already know that. Where can we find the Star Forge? That's very, very good question. Tell me about Revan and Malak, the ones who came before us. Where can I find the Star Forge? Where can I find the Star Forge? Now that the slaves are gone, my purpose is to aid those who seek knowledge of the Star Forge, if they are worthy. The ones who came before you, the ones like you, not builders but not slaves, sought knowledge of the Star Forge and its origins. They proved themselves worthy. Again, two answers for both questions. They discovered the secrets of the Star Forge locked beyond the sealed door behind me, but there was another who failed to unlock the secrets and paid the ultimate price.
The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate. and it cost him his life.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be investigating this on our own. Why not come here with the council? Because it's a test. What if we fail? You know the saying, God never gives you more than you can handle? What about all those people who couldn't handle it? You know, it's the sniper fallacy. Religion, shit as always. Yeah. Did you kill the Jedi over here? How can I prove myself worthy? How can I open the sealed doors behind you? How can I open the sealed doors behind you? Well, probably going through the tests. Did you kill the Jedi over here? Hardly matters. I mean, what? We're gonna put him on trial, the droid? Whatever probably the tests did, or... Well, we'll see. Technically. Let's go with 2. How can I prove myself worthy? Enter the proving grounds to the east and west. Within them, those who understand the will of the builders can unlock their secrets and open the doors. But those who fail will be destroyed by the power of the temple itself. More than this, I am not programmed to say.
Revan and Malak unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malak is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic.
You don't know
We have
that.
to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us.
Oh well, maybe it's not so much that you don't know that, but you might technically be very broad with your understanding. Like, it's fueling their conquest. Let's say it's the knowledge, the language. They found something out. Maybe it's not a weapons plant. It still can technically fuel their conquest, I guess. So let's search Nemo. I'm hoping for a lot of crystals in there because of the mods I've got, and I had for a while, and not like it matters whether it's fair or not. Not to me. Well, shit. Pity. I guess we get the Jedi Knight's robe though. So we're gonna give Padawan's robe to Bastila, because that's the only Jedi in our party now. We're gonna take the Jedi Knight robe, which is fucking just better. Oh yeah, also I took notes. I actually went over to strategy guide and looked up what's their starting stats. So I've got a table. Notes. I just have notes and I know what I'm gonna put their points into, and I'm just gonna go by raw stats, not what I'll be able to add to. Like if I'll add +1 to one stat, but it won't give me the bonus. But if I'll just have an item that will give me +1, then it will be worth it. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna go by raw stats. So there's that. Her 1, my 16. And what is she getting so much defense from? Charisma? Wisdom, charisma, that's +4. But yes? 7, 8, 4, 8. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Maybe she's a different class. That's a point to this, maybe. So anyway, the big thing that I wanted to also mention is the question of motivation. And as Trask proposes for you to save the princess, and as only Shock? Oh yeah, because it's a droid. But I can stun him with Bastila because the game forced me to have her. Force push? Oh, I don't have the force power? Amazing. 1-4. No, I do. No, that's stun. That's regular stun. Well, I guess I don't have stun droid, so we're gonna have to just fuck him up. Since I've got lightning, maybe let's go with lightning, and you can just buff us, because that's useful. Also, I might just mention, why not? Here is Force Valor that I picked. It says, this power increases the physical attributes and saving throws of the Jedi and all party members by 2 points. The effect lasts for 20 seconds. It doesn't mean physical attributes as the attributes of the body, like strength, dexterity, and constitution. It means the attributes, as in the character's attributes, including intelligence, charisma, and wisdom. You might argue whether they're physical or not, but it means it's like trying to be in lore, using the terminology of the world rather than mechanics to describe a concept in the mechanics. So it's the physical attributes, the attributes. So you know, these numbers. Right, so we're killing. Cast that Force Valor to give us that +2 to everything, and we're going Zalbar as well. Flurry, yeah. How are your stats, by the way? 13 for defense, yeah. Didn't really find anything for him yet to use as as that other thing. Well, I guess he'll be saving against the lightning, but I've got enough force points not to worry too much. Or maybe I should have saved. Have I saved? I probably haven't saved. It's immune. Also, I don't understand this fight. For some reason, it's just... those droids are immune to everything, and I generally just fucking struggle with them. You just have to punch them enough. There we go. Oh, it works. It's going fine. So, Trask offers you to be heroic to save Bastila. Karth offers you the ability to, well, a way out from an occupied world that just might crush you either way, because you know, they're looking for you. And then you go to Dantooine, because Bastila has an option for you. Let's go to Dantooine, regroup, take a breather, figure out what's going on, and that's still good enough. All these on top of your self-preservation instinct, and this finale. And then also we learn that Taris is, well, again we experience Taris' destruction. Alright, so it won't give us an actual right thing, option to interact with the console to progress, so we actually need to just punch a bunch of buttons. So a few extremely unusual characters then appear on the screen. Didn't really... oh yeah, the computer emits a rapid sequence of tones. You hear one of those tones softly echoed by your datapad. A small data receptacle opens in front of the ancient machine. It's weird that this machine can just, you know, call out to technology and then open up to receive it and interact with it, interface with it. Insert your datapad into the receptacle. The computer seems to be interfacing with your datapad. The screen goes blank again, and then more familiar characters begin to appear on the screen. Again, just seeing a language isn't enough to understand it, especially when you've got no context like the machines. But then again, Starforge, so that's a MacGuffin, and maybe we'll go over it once we get there. Hersiki Jesufs Oyun So Itasu Kfn. Yes. The computer goes silent and humming softly. It seems to be processing data from your datapad. Your datapad is released from the receptacle and the machine goes silent for a moment before flickering to life again. Data interpretation complete. Language analysis complete. Continue. Identify the 3 primary life-giving seed world types. Of course, oceanic, because there's water. Grasslands, because there's already fucking life on there. And arboreal, I think, since desert, volcanic, and barren clearly don't fit. Arboreal is like mountain or arid in the air? Not sure. I've just put it up on the screen so that they know. An arboreal, of course. Planetary type conductive to life, breaking life seal. Yeah, a very hard test, isn't it? And Nemo seemed to have failed at the droid in front, cause, well, this one is dead, so maybe this one survived and dragged his fucking dead-ass body out of the chamber. Possible. So, environmental storytelling, you don't know, you can't tell, maybe. Or is it just, you know, they didn't think far enough about this? Like, he actually died here. And then, but then again, Revan and Malak came through here and apparently did that. So why is only one droid working instead of both being broken or both being repaired already? I mean, how long has it been? I don't even know. A few years, I guess. So anyway, back to the point. This time saving. Oh, I've noticed the droid through the fucking stone wall. Because I'm that good. So one of us has enough perception. Oh, he's kinda hurt. Yes. So on Dantooine. And then I went out specifically and talked to every character I've got in my party available already. Aside from Juhani, because she's still irrelevant. Oh yeah, and we witnessed Tara's destruction, so Mission is distraught and Zalbar maybe cares for Mission, so from there, if you weren't interested in any lore or anything, and survival isn't an option anymore, maybe you should have been allowed to talk to all your crew members and listen to what they've got to say, so the game provides you with some extrinsic motivation to continue playing, actually, instead of, like I said, quitting the game because our motivations now deviate and we're not given options about this. So maybe you would be able to talk to, and again, you're not able to. It would have been better if you would have been, I think. If you were able to talk to Candra's, and he says, stick around with those Jedi, maybe we can earn some money off of this excursion. And you say, but what will be the payment for me? I don't really know. I don't really want to be a hero. I don't care. I don't care about the Sith. If you care, you go deal with it. So I want to be compensated for my work, is one thing. Maybe you are evil yourself and you think, those Sith, Valor.
Yes?
Those Sith seem like a powerful force. Maybe instead of trying to fight them, I'll join them and I'll lie to the council that I want to help them, but I'll just learn all about everything there is to learn about this place, and I'll exploit that to my own ends. Maybe that. But then maybe you want to talk to Mission, or maybe you've got like a round table, so it's not a choice for you, instead of that you might omit and not get the motivation anyway. So maybe it's like a round table when there's a scene like that later in the game, so it's not like it would have been impossible what to do now. And they're chucking ideas at you. So maybe Mission says, they destroyed my home planet. I'm fucking sad, I'm angry, I want to get the Sith for revenge. They wanted to get you as well. So maybe you want to get revenge for the Sith as well, and Jedi give you the opportunity. So there's a motivation, revenge. You've got the heroics for what Bastila says, money for Candra's, and your own selfish reasons, maybe joining them. So they would actually outline your options, and whatever you pick, whatever you want to roleplay, would go along, instead of like we've been over in the previous episode. Just do whatever, I guess, follow along because you're already playing it, get your value, I guess. You're no longer in jeopardy when it comes to your life. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I got. So, great. Plus for me, insert your data plan. We're not gonna, I even read this, so yes. Pick the dead ones, and desert, volcanic, and barren. Breaking the death seal. Good, and done. So this is over, and the episode is over. Great. We're gonna progress through the final door to the, I guess, well, a pair of final doors, as we can see here. Why is this empty area here and here? They just had this asset of this room and just copied it over and over to make it look big and important. Also, we're under a relatively small dome, like we saw from the outside. Is this Doctor Who Time Lord's technology? It's bigger on the inside? Or is the part where we go down a ramp or a set of stairs omitted in the loading screen? So that's the explanation, implied explanation, or an explanation it would be easy for you to reach. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking by. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you will share it and interact with it to let the YouTube know this is pretty cool shit. In the meantime, you might as well interact with the rest of my videos, and see you next time when I'm playing something else for you for free.